Hello friends, in this video I am going to start calculations for static determinacy of three-dimensional structures. Before we will start some examples, you have to remember this for degree of freedom for fixed support is 0 and for hinged degree of freedom is 3, for two-sided roller it is 5 and for one-side roller it is 4 because degree of freedom plus reactions equals to 6 into in three-dimensional structure. Mm, a fixed support gives 6 reactions, so degree of freedom is 0 for this and like for others. And additional equations due to internal hinge, it was m minus 1 for two-dimensional structures and now it is 3 into m minus 1 for three-dimensional structures. M is the number of members to which internal hinge is connected. And this is the formula for the calculation of static determinacy. Static determinacy equals to 6 into number of cuts minus total degree of freedom minus additional equation. You have to remember this formula. For two-dimensional structures it was 3, now it is 6 for three-dimensional structures. And we are applying cuts there, so we can separate every support. I hope you can now apply cuts because I I hope you have watched my earlier video. Now I will start from a simple example. Suppose this is a three-dimensional frame. I will apply one cut here, one here, one here and one here. Now each support is separated. So static determinacy equals to 6 into number of cuts. Number of cuts is 4 minus degrees of freedom. This is fixed degree of freedom is 0. This is also fixed degree of freedom is 0. For this also 0. For this also 0. So degree of freedom is 0 minus additional equation. Here there is no internal hinge, so additional equation is also 0. So static determinacy will be 24. Now if I take another question, suppose I will put one hinge here and another hinge here. Now I will separate these supports. I will apply one cut here, one here, one here and one here. So static determinacy equals to, first for this degree of freedom is 3 because this is hinge. This is fixed degree of freedom is 0. This is hinge degree of freedom is 3 and this is also hinge degree of freedom is 3. And for this is internal hinge, so equations, additional equations will be 3 into m minus 1. M is 3 because it is connected to 3 members, so m minus 1 will be 2 and for this it is 3 into 2 minus 1, that is 1. So static determinacy will be equal to 6 into number of cuts. Number of cuts is 4 minus additional equations. Additional equations are due to this 6 and due to this 3, that is 9 minus 9 minus degree of freedom. For degree of freedom is due to this one it is 3 3 3 and due to this fixed it is 0. So degree of freedom will be also 9 3 3 and 3 minus 9. So static determinacy will be equals to 24 minus 18, which is equal to 6. So this is 6 degree indeterminate structure. Now let us take another example. Now for this I will apply one cut here, one here, one here, and one here. Oh, sorry, this is not. Yes, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Now each support is separated now. Now first I will calculate degrees of freedom. For this degree of freedom is 0. For this degree of freedom is 5. Because this is a ruler, this is when it is not given, take always this as two-sided ruler. If it is given, you can take this as one-sided ruler. It is not given, so I took this two-sided ruler. For two-sided ruler, degree of freedom is 5, and this is hinge, degree of freedom is 3, and this is also a ruler. I will take this as two-sided ruler. This is degree of freedom is 5. This is fixed, degree of freedom is 0, and this is fixed, degree of freedom is 0. And this is now I will calculate additional equations. There are two internal hinge, one is here, so degree of additional equations will be 3 into m minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, that is 1. And for this additional equations will also be 3 into 1. Now static determinacy equals to 6 into number of cuts. Here are 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 cuts into 7 minus total degrees of freedom. Total degrees of freedom is 5 5 5 10 and 13, minus 13 minus total additional equations. Additional equations are 3 due to this and 3 due to this, that is 6, minus 6. So static determinacy will be 6 into 7, that is 42 minus 19. It will be 23. So static determinacy for this structure is 23. You can easily calculate for every structure. It is very easy, but you have only to remember this formula. Hope you have understood this. Thanks.